I'll start with a story. There was this ship owner who had a big challenge. His ship had developed a problem and was grounded. It couldn't travel. For each day it was inoperational, he was losing thousands of dollars. They called every expert they knew, and after spending countless hours, they simply couldn't tell what was wrong with the ship. The ship owner kept losing money. Then someone suggested yet another expert, an old man who had worked on ships from when he was just a boy. Unlike the other experts, he arrived with just a bag and started going around the ship and checking a number of different things. Not long after, he went to a point on the ship, pulled out a hammer from his bag, and hit the point, and the ship roared to life. The ship owner was ecstatic. His losses were over. So he asked the old man what his bill was. The old man told him it was just $10,000. $10,000? But it didn't take this man any reasonable length of time. Just less than an hour or so, the ship owner thought. But because he was so happy, he asked the old expert to give him an itemized bill. The expert obliged and sent him something like this. Hitting with a hammer, $1. Knowing what to hit, $9,999. When the ship owner got and read the itemized bill, he laughed. The old expert had just taught him an important lesson. He wasn't paying him $10,000 for hitting with a hammer. He was paying him for the knowledge and experience that made him know exactly where to hit. After all, other experts had spent days doing a lot of different things but didn't know how to produce the desired results. My point? There are many who have spent countless hours trying to make money online. They have tried many different programs and products and have failed, just like the other experts in our story. Is it that these folks aren't smart? No. Is it that they aren't hardworking? No. It's simply because most of them don't know where to hit. Today's lesson is going to change all that if you fall into any of those categories of people. But that is, if you stay with me to the end and do the things I teach in this lesson. Believe me, many will consider this step needless, but take it from someone who's been there and done that. This lesson is the critical one. It will show you exactly what makes internet marketing work. In other words, you will know where to focus your energies. You will know what to do to succeed. But who am I to teach you how to make money online? My name is Chimezrima Demba, and I started earning full-time income online sometime in 2006, when I made about $8,000 in 1 month selling my services as a freelancer. I started earning money online much earlier, but that was when I started earning enough to not have to do any other thing apart from my work online. By 2011, I had built an ugly site that was doing about $1,000 per day, but something happened. Due to some mistakes I made, I lost it. Yes, from $1,000 per day to zero. Things went bad and then grew worse. At a point, I lost everything and had to start afresh. When I said I lost everything, I mean I had to move myself and family into an apartment we were maintaining for our mom. I mean myself and my siblings. Myself, my wife, and 3 kids shared a small room then. It's tough enough for anyone to live in such a condition. But to live in such a condition after you've hit certain financial heights is an even more difficult and painful experience. So how did I get out of that rough situation? Well, I started by selling a basic service that a 12-year-old can learn in just 2 hours. But because of my experience as a marketer, I added a twist that made me get 3 customers within a short space of time. Don't worry, I will show you the skill and my twist within this series in case you need it. Back to my story. Thereafter, I went back to online freelancing, and the rest, they say, is history. So you can see that I'm just a regular guy who's had ups and downs. I've done a number of different things online, and I can pass that wealth of experience to you and hopefully save you some of the stress and pains I went through. I will help you get to your income goal faster. If you want to do it on your own, it's like trekking to a destination 1,000 miles away. You know how easy that is. If you let me teach you and hold your hands, it will be like being taken there in a high-speed jet. You also know how easy that is. At this point, many people will expect me to tell them how much I now make online. I don't really feel too comfortable with that. I prefer to tell you about the lives I'm able to touch because of my work online. Here are a few. 1, I have over 15 writers who work for me at the moment. A number of them earning over 150,000 naira monthly. That's over $400. If you live in a first world country, that's small. It's nothing much. But if you live in a country like mine, where the minimum wage is 1/8 of that amount, you'll appreciate the impact it makes in people's lives. Number 2, I'm giving away scholarships and grants worth a combined total of 4 million naira. That's about $12,000. Number 3, I have a platform, Learn and Win, where I budget to give away over 700,000 naira. That's close to $2,000 monthly. This platform is focused on attracting intelligent and smart people and showing them the possibilities that exist online. Now, do you think I am qualified to teach you how to make money online? Do you think I can help you get 10 times more customers and clients than you already have? If so, let's get into the lesson. Our lesson for today is the 3 things you must have in place if you want to make money online. Number 1, you must have an audience. Do you know Pastor Adeboye? He's the GO of the Redeemed Christian Church of God worldwide. If you know him, you know he has over 6 million members who follow him, who believe what he says. If he chooses to write a book, do you think he will be able to sell 1 million copies of that book if that book just sold for maybe just say $10 per copy? If you believe he can, that's about $10 million down. Why is that possible? Why is that so easy? He has an audience. Do you know C. Ronaldo, the great footballer? Do you know Lionel Messi? Do you know Neymar? Do you know Oprah Winfrey? They make so much money. Companies try to get their endorsement and pay millions of dollars for it. Why? Because they have a huge fan base. They have a large audience. However, not all audiences are created equal. They vary based on the level of influence the audience owner can exert on them. For example, while C. Ronaldo can influence your choice of a football boot, he won't likely influence your choice of a home, wife, husband, or career. While he might have a very large audience, his influence on them as individuals is minimal on the average. But compare it with the influence of a religious leader. The influence a religious leader has on his audience. He can influence who they marry, where they live, who they vote for as their president, and so on. In fact, he or she can talk them into taking on tasks that will cost them their lives. If you doubt what I just said, why do we have suicide bombers? Oh, you understand. The point here is the level of influence you exert on an audience will determine what they can do for you. So for you to build an internet-based business or expand your existing offline business using the internet, you need to, number one, build an audience. The larger the audience, the better for you. Number two, build your influence over that audience. The deeper the influence you have over them, the better. You will learn how to do this later in this video series. We will get to that in some videos later on. Now let's get into the next critical component. Number two, you need a great offer. That's after building an audience, you need to have an offer for them. Your offer must have the following features. Number one, it should be something that is congruent with your audience. See, Ronaldo will do a lot better selling boots, clothing, and things like that than selling a course on relationship. Number two, it must be something that will remove a pain, problem, challenge, and so on, or produce gain or pleasure. Number three, your offer must be something that you can deliver. There are many great products that your audience might need. You know they need them. You know they will like them. But you can neither create nor get rights to those that are already created at the moment. While such offers or products or services might have great potential, since you can't deliver them, they won't be options for you, for your audience. Number four, your offer must be something you will make a profit from after delivery. I once promoted a product that cost me about 30% more than I was making to deliver. Unless it's just the front end that you are using to attract prospects, is a total no. Even if it's a front end, the least you should aim for is doing it at cost. Otherwise, you might have big problems down the line. Now, the next thing you need to succeed online is a good strategy for presenting it. That is a good strategy for presenting your offer. To do this well, you need to understand a few things. Number one, you need repeated exposure for best results. Some experts say that the average person needs up to 7 or 8 exposures minimum before they can buy from a brand. Number two, you need a sustainable strategy. Can you afford the strategy you're choosing at the moment? If you can afford it at the moment, can you continue affording it? Can you maintain it? You need to take note of that. Number three, you need to have a clear map from your prospect's first contact with you or your brand up to the delivery of your most wanted response. It has to be clear to you how your prospect will get in contact with you and how you will take them through a process to deliver your most wanted response. We'll get into these in details much later down in the series. Just stay with us, you will get there. So how do you start? Pick how much you want to make. How do you start? Pick how you want to make money and see it to a logical conclusion. So how do you do that? Someone said I should list all the ways to make money online. Really, in truth, that would only create confusion. Here's what will help you produce results faster. It's the better way to go about it. First, determine the resources available to you at the moment. Do you already have a business, an existing business? Do you already have a skill? Do you have a hobby or passion you've invested so much in? Do you have an experience that you believe many people will happily pay for you to share with them? your experience so they don't go through the same experience, or so that they learn from your experience? How much time do you have to invest in building your business? How much money do you have to invest in the business? These are critical questions. Make sure you answer them correctly, and make sure you answer them clearly. Once you've answered these questions, do the following. Decide to treat these as a business. Treat it as a business. You know why? This is where many people lose it. They believe that the rules of life change on the internet. They believe that you can make money online without spending money. They believe that you can make money without working for it. If you believe any of this, then you are on the wrong program. You're watching the wrong video. You're listening to the wrong person. I tell you the truth, if you believe that, I can't help you. You better go and do something else with your life, because it's not true. If you're watching this video, for example, it's already costing you or someone else money for internet connection, or the money that was spent buying that device you're using to watch it. It could be a laptop, a tablet, a smartphone, or whatever it is you're watching this video on. If you've also paid attention to me closely up to this time, you are concentrating. You're already working. That's work. So clear from your mind the thought that you can work and build a business without investing money and without working. It's not true. Are we clear on this? Have we all agreed that you need to invest money and you need to work at it, you need to invest time? If we are all clear on this, now let's move on to the next thing. Now, how do you make progress as quickly as possible? Like we said, treat this as a business, because that's what it is. Treat this as a business, because that's what it is. If you need to print it, write it somewhere, print it and post it, do so, because this will make you take the right decisions always. If you don't agree with me, like I said earlier, this is the time to get off. You don't need to waste your time. But if you agree with me, then you're on the right track. Let's continue. To treat this as a business, let's pretend there's no internet. And also, let's pretend we want to set up an office or shop offline, like it's done normally. 1, office space. How much would that cost? Number 2, office tools and equipment. How much would that cost? Number 3, promotion, so that people get to know what we are doing. How much would that cost? Now calculate the total and then ask yourself what percentage of that amount you would be willing to invest if the internet will give you 10 times the results and bring those results 10 times faster. For example, if your total cost is $10,000, would investing $2,000, just 20% of it, to get 10 times the result you would have gotten otherwise, without the internet, would that look like too much an investment? Now you've got the idea. Make sure you do this exercise. Yours might not be up to $10,000. Yours could just round up at $500. But do it. Write it out. If a type of business you like offline, do the calculation. Calculate everything. Make sure you don't miss out. And when you do that, it will help you. Because it will liberate you and free your mind from the fatal mistake that makes most people fail to get the results they desire online. After you've done that, do this. Start with what you have right where you are. So what do you have? If, for example, you are an excellent fashion designer, back in the day we used to call them tailors. If you're a fashion designer, start there. You will waste your time if you try to throw away all that skill you've developed and acquired over the years and try to teach people how to make money online, which subject matter you know nothing about. So if you're a fashion designer, let's expand your influence as a fashion designer. You can, number 1, increase your customer base 10 times, 100 times, or to whatever size you are able to cope with. Believe me, it's a simple process. Number 2, you can make money teaching people what you already know. In this case, fashion designing. It could be cake decoration, it could be makeup artistry, it could be anything. If you already have a skill or business, you are in the best position to increase your income 100 times. I mean it, literally. This is the easiest way to make money online. You'll see how before we finish this series. Okay? Now, but what if you don't already have a business or skill? What if you don't? Do you have a passion? Do you have a hobby? Do you have an experience? Let's say you love writing. Are you really good at it? Let's say you are an excellent volleyball player. Let's say you survived an abusive relationship and came out of it stronger. Let's say you didn't just survive an abusive relationship, but changed your spouse and now you enjoy a blissful marriage. Do you think people will want to learn from you? If so, you can build a profitable internet business on that. For those who think they don't have any skill, experience, hobby, or passion that people will be willing to pay for to learn from them, here's what you can do. Through this series, I will show you how to pick a profitable niche and become an expert in it within 30 days. By expert, I mean someone who people will listen to and happily follow his or her advice on the subject matter. In fact, I will do one better. I will give you a link to a training, less than 2 hours, that will teach you the basic skill that I talked about earlier. Yes, the one that helped me bounce back when I had to move into my mom's apartment with my wife and kids. Yes, that's the one. I will show you. I will give you a link to that training video. It's a simple thing. Even your 12-year-old can do it. But then I'll also show you the twist that made it a lucrative business for me. Now let's get to the next thing. How much do you want to make? I once asked a lady who wanted me to teach her, and she said, $300,000. I was shocked for 2 reasons. Number one, I was sure she had never made $1,000 a month in her life, and so didn't really understand what $300,000 meant. Number two, I, her potential teacher, wasn't making up to that amount in a year at the time. So how could I possibly teach her how to make that amount? You cannot give what you don't have. My point? You need a teacher who has actually made the kind of amount you hope to make consistently. You also need to choose an amount that you can truly appreciate from where you are. As a guide, what's the highest amount you've ever spent? You appreciate that amount. I believe you can appreciate up to 10 times that amount. Start with that as a maximum. You can actually start much lower. When you get to that target, you can choose another. Now to yet another critical point. How much should one expect to invest? Well, it depends on who you are. Do you already own a business? Then you only need to invest in marketing to get more customers and clients. So all you need to learn is how to attract new prospects and get them to your door. The next question. Would you like to grow organically or inorganically? By organically, we mean spending the least amount of money but as much time as necessary to get to your income goal. This is for you if you can't or don't want to invest more than $500 as startup cost. Inorganically, investing money to get to your target as quickly as possible. To give you an example, if you don't have any business or special skill, but are willing to invest up to a total of $600 and commit to working at least 2 hours daily, I can teach you how to build an online business that should be making you up to $5,000 per month consistently after about 2 years. That's organic growth. But for that same profile, that's someone who has no business and no special skill, to make a minimum of $5,000 per month consistently, after just 3 months, he or she will need to invest about $15,000. That's inorganic growth, but requires a relative big investment of cash because you will outsource a lot of things. You will take advantage of platforms that will shortcut the process. Something that takes 2 years, we shortcut it by using platforms that we leverage. We will get into details about this later in the series. But also note that the knowledge you have will largely determine how fast and how little you will need to invest. Take note of that again. So the knowledge you have will determine largely how much you need to invest and how fast you can get results. For example, I can achieve the $5,000 monthly target within 2 weeks in a brand new niche with just an investment of $5,000. But then you need to take note of the fact that I've gained experience over the years working for a wide range of different customers online and trying and failing in many online ventures. If I begin to list them, we won't do any other thing. So experience counts, your knowledge counts for a lot. Note that apart from experience, there are also other variables that come into play, like your value per client, the demand for your offer, the competition, and such many other things. But since we're talking about how much you need to spend, that's why I just gave you a ballpark idea, a general idea. This is just to give you an idea. Let this serve as a general guide to how much you should invest or you should expect to invest. You need to be willing to invest at least the amount you want to make monthly within your first 4 months in order to hit your chosen amount within your first 6 months. Stay with me. I'll explain. For example, if you want to start making $1,000 consistently every month within your first 6 months, you should be willing to invest up to $1,000 spread over your first 4 months. I hope it's clearer now. This is in the assumption that you are completely new to this internet marketing thing. You don't know anything. All you know is how to click your mouse, log in, sign up, go to a web page. That's all you know. You don't understand the first thing about internet marketing. Now, if you can't invest that amount within your first 4 months, I can tell you without thinking twice that you don't have the capacity to earn the amount you have chosen. So look at the amount you chose as your target and ask yourself, can I invest this amount in my first 4 months? If you can't, you've chosen the wrong amount, go lower. For example, if you want to make $1,000 monthly 6 months from today, you should be willing to invest $1,000 over the next 4 months. Listen, you may not spend up to half of it, depending on your skill level, your intelligence, your commitment. But it's good to bear it in mind and have that as a good starting point. It's better to have a higher amount budgeted and then spend less than to budget grossly much lower and then run out of cash and then you can't make progress. Now, what if you want to get your results earlier than the 6 months I talked about? Then you need to be willing to invest the amount, your target amount, the amount you want to make, at least 1 month before the target time. For example, if you want to make $1,000 monthly in the next 60 days, you should be willing to invest $1,000 monthly within the next 30 days. Please note, this is not cast in stone. I'm just helping you get a general idea, giving you a rule of the thumb. It's not that you must spend this amount. Somebody can spend this amount and not make it if he doesn't have the right system. Somebody might just spend a tenth of it with the right system and make much more. Now, somebody else has a question, but what if you don't have money to invest? Are you left out? Is there something you can do? Yes, you can sell your service to earn money. You can sell a service. I will create a bonus video that will show you how you can do it. But believe me, it's hard work. It's hard work. Stay with me if hard work doesn't scare you. If it scares you, goodbye. But if you're ready to work, I will show you a few ways you can earn enough from scratch and build up enough to start a real business. That's the route I went through. That's what I did. I started little or no money. In fact, sometimes I didn't have money to transport myself. So you can start there. Even if once you have enough money to come online, I can show you what to do. But it's going to be hard work. When those who have money spend 1 hour, you should be willing to spend 8. If it scares you, just go and look for something else. I'm not here to deceive you. I'm here to tell you the truth. Now, before I end this video, I like to make one point clear. Make sure you make out time to go through this video again. If you didn't with a notepad while you watched it this first time, go back with a notepad. Take notes and make sure you answer every question I post. This is your preparation, and believe me, preparation is half the battle. Preparation is half the battle. If you don't prepare correctly, if you don't prepare properly, you've already prepared to fail. This lesson has not taught you tactics, how to get traffic, how to get audience, how to sell, how to pick offers. It has not. You see, we've spent quite a length of time preparing you. If you go through this video and do everything I've told you to do and answer the questions honestly and truthfully, you've won half the battle. I can assure you of that. If you do it right, then the methods, the techniques, the strategies I will show you later will work for you. But if you say it's not necessary, let's wait when the next video comes and we see the techniques and the process and he shows us how he does it. But if you wait and just don't do what I've said, you've not taken the time to go through this preparation process, you are setting yourself up for failure. I tell you the truth. But if you take the time and go through this video again, answer all the questions, answer them honestly, make sure you have clarity, I tell you, the strategies I will teach later will work for you. If you don't, you're flirting with failure. It's as simple as that. So what's in the next video? In the next video, I'll show you how to build an audience, both organically and inorganically. You will begin to see me go to sites, show you a few things, show you how to do it from Google, show you how to do it from Facebook. I'll show you. You will see. I know that's what most of you are waiting for. But I will show you in the next video. I'll also show you how to pick or create a great offer. Or if you already own your business, I'll show you how to position your existing offer or offers for maximum results. Number 3, I will give you a simple but fail-proof system for presenting your offers for the best results. This technique is especially for those who need to start from scratch. That is, you don't have the cash to invest in a business. But the truth also is that if you already have a business and I show you the fail-proof method, you can actually use it to improve how you present your offers. Finally, if you have a question or you learned something from this video, please leave a comment. I cherish it. It will help me know how the lesson has impacted or helped you. It will also help me know if there's something I left out. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching and God bless you.